tell you that the governor is taking his time to do whatever he's doing, his appointment and all that. You just imagine the few farmsteads that were appointed in the last dispensation. They were not even given what they meant was the old vehicles. If they have vehicle in that ministry, they use that one. But he has told them that he's going to equip them to do their work, and that is one of the best things that has ever happened. I can tell you that for years we've not experienced we are civil servants being promoted to farmsteads before we even have directors have vehicles. But today, the governor has started with the newly appointed farmsteads. We believe that it should still go down to the ministry or even up to directors. And that is to tell you that it's really ready. And this somebody that grew from the civil service, you know what is obtained.
All right.
We want to thank him for that, at least making it easier for the permanent secretaries to do their work.
All right. You have said that the governor has promised to ensure that all that is needed for the permanent secretaries to do their work would be delivered to them and aid them to ensure they function effectively. Now, the next question would be, what exactly are the duties according to the provisions of the civil service? What are the duties of permanent secretaries? What are they supposed to do? For some people who would think that the permanent secretaries can checkmate commissioners or make the job of a commissioner difficult. We would come to the job of a commissioner in the ministries as well. But first, tell us, what are the duties and roles of a permanent secretary in the civil service?
Well, as educated to Mr. Femini, there is no way the job of a permanent secretary and that of the commissioner coincide. The permanent secretary is a poor civil servant who has grown to that position of a director to qualify to be a farmstead, and he is the administrative head of that ministry. The commissioners are just political appointees who will be there to take instruction from the governor, and the administrative head, everything concerning administration is based on hanging on the shoulder of the permanent secretary. Their job does not in any way collide at all, and there is no way there will be conflict between the appointment of the permanent secretary and the commissioner, a ministry that has the commissioner. So this has always been the system. We've never had such this thing where you see the commissioner and the farmstead. And we believe that when the commissioner is brought, the commissioner should be able to work with the farmstead. If he really comes there to work, he's supposed to make out his time, understand the ministry, because the permanent secretary will be there to receive the commissioner. So he will tell him the area where it's not clear. So there won't be conflict in any way.
All right. Please, for the purposes of the listener and for clearer understanding, when you say administrative functions is what the permanent secretary is totally in charge of, can you give an example or explain further what exactly those functions are?
Okay, let's just take like the Ministry of Work. For example, we have a concept in the Ministry of Work who has been there. We also the commissioner involved. The commissioner may not know all that concerns the Ministry of Work, because sometimes we don't even, at times there are some government accounts, they don't even appoint a commissioner that studies on that line. So by the time you come, the council who is here may have known all this in terms of preparing what is it called? If there is any document to be prepared to be sent to government, this is the work of the administrative work of the farmstead. The commissioners are just there to implement, do the job that they've been assigned to do.
So who has the final say? Who, for instance, we've seen cases where permanent secretaries will say they cannot speak to the media, they cannot they cannot say something about a project or whatever is going on in the ministry. The commissioner is the person that would have to. Does that mean that in the order of things, the permanent secretaries answer to the commissioners?
The permanent secretary doesn't answer to the commissioners. Both of them are. You have this one as administrative head on appointment. You have the commissioner as the political head on appointment. So, like you said, in case of contract, the governor releases a road contract to Ministry of Work. the council carries out all the necessary documentation and all that to working with the commissioner. So if in that case there is a press, you need to address the press. It is the commissioner that will do that, not the council. But the council can come in to tell you of the administrative side of it. But on the technical side of it, then the commissioner has to brief the press on that.
So how would you respond to those people who feel that it might be difficult to foster a good working relationship? And how would you respond to those who believe that, well, for whatever you want to call it, the appointment of the permanent secretaries being done by government, it's rightly done, is also going to be a way to checkmate activities of commissioner, and because of the political situation in the state, it might be difficult to have permanent secretaries and commissioners work smoothly together. How would you respond to people who have that opinion?
Like I earlier said, there is no conflict in the appointment. You know, the commissioner is a member of the State Executive Council. When he goes there, he gets the instruction, come down to the ministry, and the administrative carries it out. So, except the commissioner is there for a different purpose. If he's there to work, this has been the system. He has to work with the commissioner, with the permanent secretary, and there is no way you can work in the ministry, even in a company, without the administrative head. So it makes his work easier. The administrative head makes his work easier because he may not be there all the time. The commissioners have so many responsibilities. Sorry, like the past administration, we never saw any commissioner go to commission projects or go to inspect projects. Those are the work of a commissioner as a political head. Though you have engineers in the ministry who also sometimes you instruct them to go for inspection and all that. So, you know, there's nothing in this with what is happening in the state that people won't target political. How come today? Appointment of which has been long overdue. And so a person taking it to be political, maybe has something at the back of his mind. So I don't think there will be any.
You have said in the course of the conversation, you have also said that permanent secretaries do not answer to the commissioner. So who do they report to?
So I didn't say they don't answer to the commissioner.
Okay, please clarify.
Like
who do they report to the permanent secretaries?
No, they work hand in hand. The permanent secretary is an appointee, a civil servant appointed to mind the administrative position. So if it's just my understanding, there is no way where you can say because a commissioner is appointed, he supersedes this. No, it's my understanding. Though he reports that there are certainly he would brief the commissioner, report to him. These are the challenges. This is what is happening and all that. But it doesn't mean that the permanent secretary is directly under the commissioner. No.
Then clarify this as well. Is there any way, or are there ways through which a permanent secretary can frustrate the efforts of a commissioner in a situation where, or frustrate might be the wrong choice of word, where a permanent secretary might, impede on the powers or the abilities of a commissioner to perform, especially when they feel that what the commissioner is doing does not go in tandem with the regulations in the civil service?
So, yeah, of course, just like he said, if they feel that what the commissioner is doing is not in line with the laid down rules in the civil service, the PAMSEC has the right to correct the commissioner. The commissioner has not been there before. He has been maybe a businessman, a politician who just came in. So you may not know everything. So when you are going astray, it is the right of the PAMSEC to correct you, because they are just like, that is why I tell you that none of them.
All right, Mr. Chuks, just hold that thought. Let's take the commercial. When we come back, you tell us more about this. Please stay with us.
You are tuned in to
Nigeria Info. We'll be right back after this.
Minutes past 8, the conversation continues on the Morning Crossfire. My name is Ifeemi Andrew, and my guest this morning is the chairman, the Nigeria Civil Service Union Rivers State Chapter, Osumah Chuks. And we are looking at the roles of permanent secretaries and commissioners in the ministries. For some people, the appointment of the permanent secretaries, they say, is just a way to checkmate activities of commissioners. Whether you share in that thought, well, let us know what you think about it on Facebook at Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. But our guest has said otherwise. He said on that. And he's also gone into details trying to explain how permanent secretaries and commissioners work to ensure the development of the ministries and states at large. In the meantime, send WhatsApp messages with your questions to 0809-030-6416. Mr. Chuks, thank you for staying with us. So you were trying to explain, I'd asked you whether or not there are certain procedures, official procedures in place through which a permanent secretary can limit the activities of a commissioner. And you were trying to explain that to us before the commercial. So if you can finish that thought.
Oh, okay. Like I was saying, there is no way the appointment of a permanent secretary can beat the commissioner. It's just like I said, if the commissioner appointed to that very ministry or that department knows what he's coming to do, there shouldn't be conflict. Some ministries have three directors or three levels, and the three of them work together. One person certainly assumes the head of the department. All of them are in the same.
So what of a situation where there is conflict, or there's a situation where one person is not pleased with how the other person is carrying out his work, or feels the other person is not coming to work for the interest of the government or Rivers people? What then? How does that situation pan out? Who has what to do or what to say?
Both of them. Like I said, the permanent secretary, he is the owner of the ministry. The commissioner is appointed maybe after the period is serving, because the permanent secretary, if he has years to stay serving, remains there. So if he comes, the commissioner is coming there to work for the interest of the ministry and the state. Yes, I don't see in any way the conflict will be done. Like I also said earlier, if the commissioner is coming, it is the permanent secretary that will take him around, tell him what is doing in the ministry and all that. So the permanent secretary will make the work of the commissioner easier. So except the commissioner that came there for a different purpose. But in this case, like the commissioners who have been retained, for me, I think if they are coming back, they really need to be talked to and advised. Because if they are coming back, these are the same commissioners that resigned from the appointments. Some of them even insulted our governor.
That's exactly why. That's exactly why you should understand why people are saying what they are saying with regards to the appointments both ways. You have brought it up now. The commissioners that are being screened and are possibly going to be reappointed have had this resigned earlier, and then for lack of a better word, there seemed to be some imaginary, I'll call it bad blood, already circulating between the government of the day and these set of commissioners amongst the opinion of Rivers people. So in that situation, and the new appointments of the civil servants, who many people believe the process in which the permanent secretaries were appointed seemed to be as though they would be more answerable and loyal to the governor of Rivers State, at the government of Rivers State for the day, as against whatever any other person would say. So how these two people work together smoothly has been a concern for a lot of people, and you've raised it up yourself, rightly so. How then do we navigate this? What needs to be done to ensure that we do not have a situation where tomorrow we begin to hear stories that are not palatable coming out from the ministries?
Thank you, Mr. Griffin. Yeah, like the appointment of secretary, permanent secretary, they are more answerable to the government through the head of service. Through the head of service, we have the head of service who communicates, who is the person in charge of everything happening in the civil service, the ministries, and also they are more answerable to him. Like if like I said earlier, if a commissioner is posted to ministry and you are there coming there to work with your free hand, you will even need the permanent secretary to make your work easier. So if for one reason they are coming back for a witch hunt, then there is no way the permanent secretary, who was also appointed by merit by the state government and the governor, will not be able to say, no, this is not done this way. This is not done this way. But I believe that they are coming back will be able to guide it. If they only, because for me, if I'm the one, I may not even come back. But if I'm coming back, I should be able to go back to my the person who is appointing me. Please, sorry for the other time and all that. If that is done, there's no way the permanent secretary and we even begin to call it a political also. But just that the governor is keeping to the maybe agreement, that would not also warrant any disrespect to the governor or the PAMSEC appointed, because both of them are head in that ministry.
All right, then. Let's go to the phone lines and take a few questions from the listener before we continue. The WhatsApp number is also very open, 0809-030-6416, 0809-030-6416. That's the WhatsApp number. The numbers to call are 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0002. You can also call 0817-923-0007, 0817-923-0007. And this one here says, good morning to you and the chairman. I just want to find out, what is the update on the 10K River civil servant jobs? Hope it won't be terminated due to political crisis. Samuel from Ringbo. We're going to get to that, Samuel. It's also the questions that we're supposed to ask the guests to respond to. Hopefully we'll get that. This one says, if you hear me, Andrew, government activities are in twofold, so policy formulation and policy implementation. Together with the governor, commissioners and the political heads involved in policy formulation, the permanent secretary are the core civil servants whose function includes implementation of those functions. The permanent secretary ensures that every government expenditure is strictly complied with financial regulations. Therefore, any commissioner that ignores or goes contrary to that expertise, the expertise of permanent secretaries, does so at his or her own peril. All right, let's start with Gift from Yenegua. Gift, good morning.
Good morning, and good morning to your guest.
All right, Gift, go on.
You remember when Harris in acquisition, by the state governor appointed Goodluck Jonathan wife, Patient Jonathan, as a permanent secretary. You remember, because you're from Bayelsa. Yes. I can tell you that every permanent secretary reports to the political head, which is the commissioner, even at the federal level. The same thing now. I don't see anything political in this very appointment. People should just relax. The tension that we are raising in River State is getting out of hand as far as I'm concerned. There was no time until Jonathan Wise was doing extraordinary things there in Bayelsa. It was the commissioners that were in charge of everything. You report to them. They are the ones that will go to the field to do whatever they want to do. Your own is just the administrative aspect of things, those paperwork. That is the truth. At the national, is it not David Nice that is happening everywhere? What is the difference between the one of River State? The governor has done the right thing. Why not count? We came who brought this governor that told civil servants, if you think I have not done well in terms of civil service or whatever things the people are thinking of, and bringing one of you, please vote for him because he will take care of you. Go back to the time of the election, the campaign period. That was what he told them. And some of them were even speaking against this very man. He said this man is forced from the scratch. That was where he started from. And vote for him. You will enjoy him. Is it not what is happening now? Instead of to give kudos, they will be abusing him. Did this man come from anywhere or from this same weekend? Enough is enough of this abuse and insult against Wike. Thank you.
All right, Gift, thank you very much. Leighton Barry is in Bori. Good morning, Leighton Barry.
Good morning, Andrew, and good morning to your guest.
All right, go on.
Yes, I really observed that the situation in River State is going to be tough because from the explanation of your guest in the studio, which he has not been able to actually clear me the role of a commissioner and the role of a permanent secretary. Because if one cannot control one, how can they work? And that is the reason. What is the extent of appointing a politician when you know the responsibility of the permanent secretary is also the same as to the commissioner? This is I say a very complex and a very tough situation here that the ministries are going to experience. Please, I want to advise. This state is not a state where we want to go and appoint people for tussling in their respective ministries. This is where we expect that the people who are appointed will serve Rivers people publicly or whatever ways they have been appointed for. Not to go there and challenge, this one is the permanent secretary, this one is from the commissioner, this one will have this to do. The commissioner is supposed to be the head, while the permanent secretary is supposed to serve an administrative role of this way, so that one can take orders from the others. But now that since the commissioner is coming from the FCT minister, now they will not always like to agree. It's where you see the tussle and the clear situation I'm talking about. So please, the governor should address this situation because we will not like to hear that this is community. We're not supposed to serve the Rivers people.
All right, Letambari, thank you very much.
To do the right thing at the right time so that Rivers people can achieve
Letambari, thank
their
you.
aims and objectives.
Let's go to Temple in a chair. Temple, okay. Robin is 923-0003. You can also call 0817-923-0007. 0817-923-0007. This message here says, Andrew, ask please, who is signatory to the account of the ministry? Ogo Ojone Justice. Okay. Mr. Chuks, please, I'm sure you heard that question. One of the listeners asking, who is signatory to the account of the ministry?
Secretary to the account of the ministry is the Campsec and the Director of Finance and Support.
Okay. I'm pretty sure you have that settled now. Another person. Okay, let's go to the phone lines. JJ from Port Harcourt town. JJ, good morning.
Yeah, Andrew, good morning.
All right, go on.
Do you remember during the military administration of Yakubu Gowon? Remember?
What exactly?
You have the permanent secretaries, who they call super permanent secretaries, who were members of the Provisional Ruling Council,
yes,
and direct the young military administration on how they should go about policies and programs. The secretaries are not evil people now. They are good people who have learned through the rope and know what and what to do. It's just like the federal administration now, who appointed, I think, 20-something years old boy who was still serving NYSC to come the minister. How do you think that person will navigate through the whole process? And at the end of the day, if you don't have a permanent secretary who is telling you, don't do this, do this, do this, this is what we'll do, bring file and show you what and what we've been doing, you don't understand. They are not there to fight, for goodness sake. It is normal work. At the federal level, have you had federal, what they call permanent secretary and minister fighting before? So it's at the same level, and suddenly war will now break out because permanent secretaries were appointed to do their job. Oh, no. So for me, let everybody mind their own business so that everybody can work as a team to develop River State.
All right, JJ. Thank you, JJ. All right, quickly, Mr. Chuks. So as it stands now, every ministry has, we have permanent secretaries in all the ministries. All right. And these permanent secretaries, the commissioners are coming to meet, the returning commissioners are coming to meet new permanent secretaries in their ministry. Or are there any of the ministries where the returning commissioners would not meet or doesn't have a permanent secretary?
Of course, I know that.
I know 16 names. 16 names were appointed.
I think I don't know, there were other farm sects there, so it's now the one now. You have it's not that permanent secretary, you have like the office of general, you have the general, that may, I mean,
So the new secretaries are going to be the ones they would meet in whatever ministry that they are going to head.
Well, if you can record the past administration, all the offices, all the positions that these commissioners were not all appointed secretaries, and where these commissioners are coming back, there were no permanent secretary. That will make their work easier for them, because if you are in this state, all the
okay, some calls.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, Chris.
Yes, for me, I expect to because don't forget it came from these service. So I do more because former government he has done enough because of the community. Don't forget if you have the decision, the former governor worked too well because he has done a lot of the lawyers. But now from civil servant community. So you need to do more. That does not mean that he will not do the right thing, but most especially he will do well for his people, because that is where he comes from.
Okay.
So that is my take.
All right.
Not that we are coming here to fight, but to make the ministry more efficient.
Okay. Mufasa from NTA Road. We lost that call. 0817-923-0003. This one says this commissioner has resigned in obedience to. Okay. Good morning, Andrew, and to your guest. This one says the commissioners were not screened with portfolios, so there's no guarantee that they would be sent back to their old post. I think my guest has answered that when he says some of them might, depends on what the governor does, they might be sent to a different ministry. And then he's also alluded to the fact that some of the ministries where I had commissioners before didn't have permanent secretaries. So there's also possible now that the commissioners will return, there would be permanent secretaries now to make their work easier for them. Chima Inada George, good morning.
Good morning, Andrew.
Welcome.
Andrew, I think what we should be concerned is how the government was run a number of years without having permanent secretary. Now it tells you how recklessness some leaders can be, because why people are asking this question or this back and forth is for a long time there had not been permanent secretary for some ministries, and which is not good. You understand? So this governor came and saw that there is need for this administrative head who are the permanent secretary. You understand? So I don't think there will be any fight. You understand? I'm not expecting any fight. But if there is any, I don't know. But I know that the governor has taken the right step to have appointed a permanent secretary, who the former governor failed to appoint, running government from back pocket. You understand? So this is the thing we're talking about. So I think there will be no fight. Thank you very much.
All right, Chima, thank you. Opokuma from Tombia.
There should be no appointment.
Good morning, Opokuma. Good morning. Hello, Opokuma. Good morning to you.
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Go ahead.
Yes, I said there is something that will conflict the both appointments, both the permanent secretary and the commissioners, if they're working for the programs of that ministry, except maybe they want to loot reverse money. If not, there will be no conflict.
Okay. Okay, then, Opokuma, thank you. Mr. Chuks, quickly, before we let you go, where are we at with regards to the employment of 10,000 workers to the civil service, the recruitment? This is also a question from one of the listeners, Eleonu Indi. We're asking, where are we at the moment? Where is the government at with regards to that?
As far as I know, the governor has promised that he was going to employ 10,000 workers. So it was the previous administration. If you really recall, in fact, I went on a visit to the immediate past governor, where he pronounced that he is going to employ 10,000 workers, 10,000 civil servants. He's going to promote. He never did that. Never promoted until he left. It was this same administration that promoted civil servants. This same administration now have the responsibility on their shoulder to employ. And if you check, I think there was, for me, what I understand is that there was some sham, even that was done by the previous administration, where you can have somebody who is coming to apply for a job, there is a qualification, and when you open the file, the person is not there, no even nothing to write.
But Mr. Chuks, are local government workers also civil servants in Rivers State? I know it's rhetorical. The question is rhetorical, by the way, because I'm asking that because, I mean, we haven't heard much, and we have heard the local government workers cry a lot about a lot of issues that I'm sure you're aware of. So what is the union doing about it in Rivers State concerning local government workers?
Well, the local government workers are not directly under Nigeria Civil Service Union. We have local government NOGE, we call them NOGE, Nigeria Union of Local Government Workers.
So no collaboration? There's no collaboration?
No. All of us are union leaders. The chairman NOGE has his own responsibility concerning all the local government, all workers in the local government. The responsibility of the NOGE chairman to see to the welfare of local government workers. Our state, all of us are ex-members of Nigeria Labour Congress. In fact, I can authoritatively tell you that the chairman of NOGE, Nigeria Union of Local Government Workers, is one of the 5 chairmen. No, I think one of the doctors of Nigeria Labour Congress. I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think one of the 5. It's one of the 5 chairmen.
So, in other words, local government workers should direct their complaints to the NOGE chairman.
Very well, sir.
All right, then.
Very well.
Thank you very much, Chuks, for your time. We hope to have you on the show as often as possible. And all the best to the permanent secretaries and their commissioners. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Before I leave, I will really want to use this opportunity to please advise the general public. Please, the governor is doing what is right. What he needs now is for everybody to rally around him so that we can enjoy the dividends of democracy.
All right, Mr. Chuks, thank you very much. We have to go now for a commercial. Thank you.
Scholarship Entrance Examination. Scholarship Entrance Examination. Are you looking for a world-class school for your child?